How's it going, everybody? Chris with Sactown Sports 1140, joined by Frankie, Cartoscelli, Jason Ross, and we are here to answer your guys' mailbag questions. We posted some questions to both our Facebook and Twitter pages. You guys replied and gave us a couple questions that you were curious about Summer League, which obviously that's our friend.
That's where the mail comes from.
That's where the mail comes from. We're out here in Vegas enjoying the 2022 NBA Summer League.
Enjoying the 111 degree weather as well.
It's hot outside, so before we start sweating, we're going to get into it, and let's start off with some questions, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. First question comes to us from Cameron T. Sorry, Cameron, I can't pronounce your last name.
Cam T.
Cam T.
Cam's a fellow writer. He covers the Boston Celtics. He, like myself, has a very difficult last name.
Yes.
We're not going to even try to butcher it, Cameron. We thank you for your question.
Is it a Celtics question?
No, it's not a
okay.
Celtics question.
Right.
He was nice enough to ask us a Kings question.
Oh, good.
The Celtics are on the polar opposite side of the Kings spectrum right now. For a team on the rise like the Kings, how much on the rise, which appreciate it, Cameron. How much do Summer League results matter?
You want to go first, Frankie?
You go first. Let's tee it up. You tee it up for us.
For this team specifically, I mean, honestly, guys, who's going to have an impact on the 2022-23 Kings? Maybe Cada, maybe Ellis, but certainly Keegan Murray. So the results, you have a scoreboard, you compete, there are rings to get. You want to win, but if they lost every game, it's how do those guys look? If they won every game, that's a nice bonus. It's how do those guys look? I think the more you win, it helps culture, but they've won a Summer League before. It doesn't necessarily translate. I would say in the end, it's not that big a deal, but it's about how those guys look.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely about how your top draft pick performs, obviously. I mean, we talked about it earlier, me, you, and Brendan Nunez on our podcast about...
Nice plug.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You got to get the plug out there a little bit.
Yeah.
But if Keegan Murray was performing poorly, all the talk around Kings going to be about how the pick was a failure and how they should have picked Jaden Ivey, so on and so on. So obviously, while the numbers don't matter as much, just the general play on the floor is great to see. And then the team camaraderie is pretty great. We see Domantas Sabonis is in town, Harrison Barnes. We saw Alex Len the other night when we were out walking around the strip. Just all these guys are in town, and that's huge for a team that needs to have great chemistry because it all begins in the locker room. So those are things that I kind of think matter about Summer League the most versus the win-loss record.
What was Alex Len doing?
Just walking in.
He was just walking.
He was entering the hotel.
He was entering into the Cosmopolitan. I'm assuming he was gonna have some fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. To Jason's point, the Kings have won the NBA Summer League twice, 2014, I believe, and then 2020.
So retroactive rings have to be coming soon.
That's what I'm expecting.
They don't add it now and say, sorry, Kings.
Yep. It hasn't led to much. But
if I'm not mistaken, the Kings have won the most Summer League championships, I think, out of anyone.
I believe that is a fact.
So we have the Lakers and the Celtics above the NBA, and then we have the Kings atop.
Kings of Summer.
So we are like the Celtics. We
a little
full
bit.
circle.
There we go. Full circle. Appreciate the question, Cameron. Next, we're going to go to Tom. Tom asks, what do you see, this isn't really a Summer League question, but what do you see on the Kings City Edition jerseys this upcoming season? Or what would you like to see, I should say, on the Kings City Edition jerseys? Colors, words, font, old school.
I'll let you start this one.
What if they just put Ladybird on a jersey and just
Ladybird?
This is our jersey. No, I'm kidding. I like the idea of incorporating the Tower Bridge into the jersey. I think we've seen kind of renderings of that before, but we have not seen. There's some right there in my chest.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's a plug.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be kind of cool. We've seen some kind of mock-ups from people that aren't really in the NBA jersey game, but they are great artists and they have made very good renderings. So I would like to see one of those get picked up.
Yeah, I'm the furthest from a jersey guy, but they look good usually, and then the ones that don't, everybody makes fun of.
Yeah.
What else is synonymous with Sacramento? I mean, the bridge. I think.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. All his different characters.
Yeah,
they can Forrest Gump. They can have big. They could have serious roles, funny roles. I don't know. But I'm a fan. I'm more about the color. When you go red, that's random. I remember the year they were red. There was a year, 3 years ago, they were red, and they were playing the Rockets, and the Rockets were blue. That just didn't...
The powder blue. It's kind of like our powder blue Kings jerseys.
They were powder blue, the Kings were red, and it's if you were in a time warp and came back, you're like, oh, I know who the Kings are, I know who the Rockets are. And it was flip-flop. So, no gold, no red. But I like baby blue.
I'm going to go with purple.
That's good.
I think people have been clamoring for the 01-02 throwbacks. I just have a hunch that the team is waiting for the right time, when it's kind of more guaranteed that the team will be good, that they'll drop those. But I'm a big fan of the purple like with a throwback lettering. I think that would be a good one.
Let's do something different. Put him in pants and like the tuxedo T-shirt.
Like a baseball uniform.
Yes.
The sleeve jerseys were
Nobody's
bad
doing
enough.
that for a reason, I guess.
I disagree.
Okay.
And then we have our last question from Drew. How many wins are the Kings going to get this upcoming season? This is a two-part question. Most impressive Kings Summer League player other than Keegan Murray.
Should we start with wins for next season?
We'll start with the second part of the question. Most impressive King without besides Keegan Murray.
Jason, you me?
Go ahead.
Okay, I mean, obviously, I think it comes down to Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis is someone who has been showing that he can be a kind of like a Davion Mitchell-esque defender. I think the Kings obviously brought in a coaching staff that wants to make defense a point of emphasis. They have been probably the worst defensive team in basketball history the past 1-2 years. That's what metrics say.
Eye test says that as well.
The eye test says maybe worse. So I think that bringing a guy like Keon in who can bring that intensity and has shown that he can be a lockdown defender, he can anticipate passes, hustles, dives all over the floor. A guy that has heart. That's what you want on the team. So I've been really impressed with him and like what I see so far.
Yeah, I think obviously the answer is Keegan, but we said other than Keegan. And I'll go other than Keon just because Keita. I mean, I think it's Keita, the way he's developed, the way he's improved. How about the threes? Said a couple threes. Like, is there an animal he reminds you of? Like, I don't even know if there's like I'm thinking something through. That'll probably show up at a podcast near you.
It's a plug.
Yeah.
It's a plug.
I'm working on it. You might come up with it.
Not a giraffe.
Well, I don't know. You have time to think.
You tell me, everyone. Are giraffes graceful or not? Because I don't
Put it in the comments. Are giraffes graceful?
Apparently they're not, and I need to go to a zoo and do some research.
It was a compliment?
It was a compliment, but apparently it's not being perceived that way. Like I didn't study zoology, so I don't know.
Okay. But Keita, the giraffe, has been awesome.
I'm going to say Jordy. I've been really impressed with Jordy and just the coaching staff in general. The Kings have brought out a ton of assistant coaches to Summer League. I think their coaching roster is just as big as their playing roster. But, I mean, to me, Jordy has been a breath of fresh air, really nice guy. And I think he has the team playing really organized basketball in a very unorganized, tournament or whatever you want to call it.
He's mixed in zone, like it weird, but that's good. Like try it all here. Why not? Like that's put Ellis, who's not generally at points on. Like that's good to do.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that's second part of the question. How many are we ready for win predictions already?
Let's start with this roster they have right now. I want to know from you because last year I think you had them winning.
I was off. I was awful.
48 or something.
I think 47. I wasn't even worried about the play-in. I'm like I would love the fact that they had the coach back, players back. They finally had continuity. So I butchered it. So I'm not going to do it again. I'm going 77-5. Way too much. Actually, I don't have the schedule out yet. It's so difficult to do that because obviously it's injuries. It's how guys play. But if we try to do the optimistic thing, so to me the whole thing hinges on as much as we like what Keegan looks like and the addition of Herter and Monk, it's Fox and Sabonis. Like I look at the best teams this year, or Utah in the past, they go nowhere without Gobert and Mitchell. Yeah. Those other pieces, Bogdanovich, O'Neal, Conley, they're all important, but you need the other two. T-Wolves last year, Edwards and Towns move them. Beverly helps. All the things are complements. If Sabonis and Fox play all year, they'll be better. I guess you want a number. I'll throw 41. It's probably high, but I'll throw 41.
Yeah, you hit everything on the head. It's going to depend on those guys being healthy. Sabonis, Fox, Keegan Murray has to be great. I don't want to say great, but he has to be a very good pick. In addition, I think they're counting a lot from him. Harrison Barnes, is he going to be a guy that's going to be around and play a lot, 34, 35 minutes per game again? The bench, we've seen Kevin Herter and Malik Monk. I'm assuming one of them will start, one will come off the bench. That's a huge plus. They're better than they were last year, and they won 30 games last year, but they're not that much better. So that being said, I would say right now at the roster they have 37 wins, which puts them probably in the 11-12 range. Always so close. Always so close.
Frank hasn't fallen for it. I'm going to go with Jason. I'm going to say 41 wins is probably the benchmark. I think they have a coach that's ready to improve the roster or improve the play. I think the roster's improved with the additions of Herter and Monk and obviously Keegan as well. I feel like this year the team is in a better mindset, in a better situation in total for them to perform better. And I think there is a chance that this team can also fall on the better side of 500. So
Look at that.
who knows? There is an equal amount of chance that they fall on the other side of 500 as well. But
77 was too high?
I think 77 is I'm going to go with that's just a couple games too many.
Okay. Well, we'll wait and see.
We'll see.
They're still in that 72, 73
That's why they play the
range.
games.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a bonus one here.
Oh, bonus question.
Just came in from @JasonRoss1140.
Whoa.
Oh,
I thought we blocked him.
Yeah.
he's got some violations
For
on
Chris and for Frankie, what was your best moment in your trip to Summer League?
Oh,
Man.
I
That's a
don't
great
write
one.
these; they just come in.
that's kind of weird
great.
that came up out of nowhere.
That's a weird question. I'm going to go with game one, the game itself.
Game of the century, they're calling
Game
it.
of the century, I've heard it
That's
called.
what that is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Yes, the
They are
greatest,
calling it
the,
that.
Whoever
the
they
greatest game ever played. Just that whole environment was great. We had great seats for that game, so that was added to it. We sat next to Steve Ballmer and the logo Jerry West. It was just kind of a surreal experience and a very welcome to Summer League kind of moment. So,
Can you guys
I'm gonna go with
confirm that you rushed the floor prematurely after you thought the Kings
Yeah,
won?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh,
Stormed
yeah.
the floor.
Stop the game.
Big-
PGP didn't see it.
Yeah.
We were pouring water on everybody.
Yeah.
It was kind of like winning a championship.
Champagne.
No, I think it's pretty surreal being around people that I grew up like idolizing and seeing. We talked about. I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, what's up, dude? What's up, guys? No, I think I told you at the game. It was like it reminded me of like a high school football game when you were back in school and you saw your friends and this friend and this friend. Well, we saw that legend or that all-star, or that personality, and no matter which way you turn, it was kind of overwhelming in a way, but cool, like a good overwhelming.
Yeah.
And still getting used to it, but I think it's a lot that we're gonna have to digest and kind of when we get home, reflect on and be ready for next year because it is great. Highly recommend it. This guy said it's like a Coachella for NBA fans, so
Good call.
that's a good way to put it. So
What number Summer League is this for you, Jason? 45?
Probably. Yeah, I don't know, about 7, 8, I don't know, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a Vegas vet at this point.
Yeah, I actually bought a house here. No, I should.
This is
this
actually
your
it. We're
house?
staying
Yeah,
at
well,
Jason's house.
it was weird that this is the place we landed, but
you
yeah.
should get a pool because it's
Yeah.
111 degrees.
Yeah, you want to go do that foot walk out there, that step out in the hot coals?
That's-
It's really
yeah.
just
Oh my
brick and
goodness.
grass.
Yeah,
That's
we're in the
amazing.
shade right now, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Everything
I had
behind
this
you is
on.
just on fire.
Yeah.
It's basically a coal walk out there.
Yes.
Vegas is a coal walk no matter where you walk right now.
Yeah, it's hot,
so.
but it's a hot heat. It's
It
just
tends
hot.
to be. It tends to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate
Thank you.
y'all. Appreciate everybody sending in the questions. We will not. This is it. This is it.
We're done?
We're wrapping up our days in Vegas.
Oh man.
Jason will be back on Thursday, correct?
Yeah, in studio on Thursday.
In studio
Yeah.
on Thursday. So
So if they win, still send the rings our way.
absolutely,
I mean,
yeah.
heck,
And maybe if they get to a championship, we'll fly back out here.
yeah,
if
for
that's
sure.
not happening.
Back to the house.
It's not happening.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.